He's no action man, Mr. Speaker. He's anchor man. Why has the Secretary of State...
No! Please. I did give you a hint to come to an end, not to carry on fully.
Let's watch the weird Victoria Atkins make a complete fool of herself in the House of Commons on the 15th of October 2024, where, during topicals, our patronising shadow health and social minister started off by congratulating the winners of the NHS Parliamentary Awards the day before, basically saying what a great celebration it is for those who work so hard to stop our health and social services from completely sinking under the waves from 14 years of Tory rule and gruel and mismanagement. And then she turned a patronising tone to Wes Streeting, saying that in the past 5 weeks she's asked him 29 questions in the chamber and he's answered only one of them. I'm surprised that she got that answer as well. And then accused him of blustering his way through the rest of them. Then asked him, when will the first week be when we will see the start of 40,000 more appointments that he promised? Then the Secretary of Health, Wes Streeting, accused her of having some brass neck after her antics he had to suffer with when he was in opposition. Then throughout the usual political soundbites of we're working at pace to stand up 40,000 more appointments as promised in our manifesto, and we will deliver more and we will go into the next election with a record only the right honourable lady can only fantasise about. Victoria Atkins fantasising. Then it was time for our mad one to shine and make it all about herself, and boy, she didn't disappoint.
So after 14 years of opposition, 2.5 years of which he's been sitting on these benches, travelling around the world, funded by other governments to look at their healthcare systems, and over 100 days in this government, he doesn't even know the start date of his own flagship policy. He's no action man, Mr. Speaker. He's anchor man. But let's deal with Labour's cruel decision. After Labour's cruel decision to slash winter fuel payments, which will add pressure not only to patients but also to the NHS. The NHS's Deputy Operating Officer.
Please, I've got a lot of people to get in. They've got to be short from both front benches.
Well, after getting her warning to get to the point, did she get to her question? No, did she, folk? She just carried on with her grandstanding.
Correct.
After Labour's cruel decision to slash winter fuel payments, which will add pressure to the NHS's Deputy Operating Officer has warned that this winter our health service won't have the extra capacity or funding needed and which had been provided previously by the Conservatives. Why has the Secretary of State...
No! Please. I did give you a hint to come to an end, not to carry on fully. That is... No, it's not fair. It's unfair to both of the backbenches that I'm trying to represent. I want a short answer back.
Mr. Speaker, she questions the budget for this winter. It was a budget set by her government. So is this finally an admission of failure on the part of the Shadow Secretary of State? And I'll tell her something else we'll have this winter that we didn't have last winter or the winter before, and that's no...
Lily McAvoy!
My God, how embarrassing. Neither of them could manage it in the end, could they? But like in last week's video with Helen Morgan, no humility, no self-reflection and no idea how to seriously hold the new government to account. Carry on like this, there might be one day be a serious opposition in place to take your place, so to speak, and ask the serious questions.
Speaker, 4.4 million children in England haven't seen a dentist for at least a year. Meanwhile, in Shropshire, Telford and Wrekin ICB, £1 million of dental funding went unspent in 22-23. The system's clearly broken. When can we expect him to fix it?
Mr. Speaker, it is precisely because of the situation she describes, both the poor services and also, ironically, the underspend in the dentistry budget, that we'll be working not only to stand up the 700,000 urgent and emergency dentistry appointments we promised, but also to do the prevention work for children in our schools.
Well, we can all dream, can't we? Now, I've noticed this for a little while now. While shadow ministers are having a midlife crisis by thinking that they've got the new government in a gotcha moment, then have a tantrum the size of Bournemouth when their brass necks, so to speak, have been called out for the absolute shit show they've left this country in by the opposition minister. And then they have a double fit of the vapours when the Lib Dem spokesperson basically says to them, do you know what, they're right. you do have some front to say all that bollocks after the mess you've left this country in. And then they turn to the government minister at the time and say, what the fuck are you going to do about the mess that they've left us in? In a calm, respectful manner. But like I said, we can all dream, can't we? But what do you guys think? Let me know down below and I shall bid you farewell and take care, my friends.